Council Bluffs, Iowa. 10 minutes before Vivek Ramaswamy was due to take stage at a former casino hotel in western Iowa, there was no one in conference room except 2 staffers from Iowa GOP who organized event and a handful of reporters. The guests started to flock at the time the event was planned. When Ramaswamy began his speech an hour later, there were about 60 people present. While Ramaswamy has packed his schedule with stops in Iowa, including multiple events on Tuesday and Wednesday, he has failed to advance in the 2024 Republican primary race and increasingly risks becoming an afterthought. Polls are trending in the mid to high single digits, and critics are asking what his final move is or whether he's simply staying in the race to support former President Donald Trump. Ramaswamy remains behind as GOP campaign enters the critical final weeks before Iowa caucuses on Jan. 15. The 38-year-old biotech entrepreneur and first-time political candidate has begun to attract more attention following an earlier wave of interest. He discusses provocations rather than signs that his campaign is resonating with voters. If viability was the reason for staying in a race, he's long past that, said David Kochel, a Republican strategist who advised Jeb Bush on his 2016 presidential bid. If you love Vivek Ramaswamy and what he has said in this campaign, you already have a candidate and his name is Donald Trump. Ron DeSantis are increasingly going after each other as they jockey for second place. Jockeying for donors and voters open to the Trump alternative. Former Vice President Mike Pence and South Carolina Sen. Tim Scott left after running campaigns that focused on Iowa but failed to gain traction. So far, Iowa has devoted just $162,000 to broadcast and digital ads for the remainder of its campaign. Data shows. From media monitoring firm AdImpact, Haley and her ally Super PAC booked nearly $3.5 million during the same period, while DeSantis and his ally Super PAC booked more than $3.3 million. Tricia McLaughlin, Ramaswamy's campaign spokeswoman, said events hosted by the campaign have been attracting more people lately, and a large portion of event attendees are not registered as Republicans. These people put in the time and effort to show up. Since these people are not among those who attend ordinary meetings, even a survey is not conducted. Ramaswamy proposed policy ideas that he said would continue Trump's America First legacy without the burden of the former president. At a GOP event in Florida earlier this month, Ramaswamy arguably drew biggest applause when he said he was the Republican candidate who supported Trump most. I respected Donald Trump more than anyone in this race because he was the best president of the 21st century, Ramaswamy said. Trump continues to dominate despite facing 4 criminal charges and questions about whether he can be defeated after losing to President Joe Biden in 2020, following the surprise attack on his